How's everybody doing out there? This is week 9 fantasy football reporters. Got Sean Hammer and Hank Marucci here, Frank the Tank. We're going to get right into the show today. A lot to talk about. First off, Mike Perry, congratulations. You won the Jamal Charles rookie card from last week. Had a low score. Congratulations to Mike Perry of Wareham, Massachusetts. This week, week 10 stat challenge, fantasy football reporters. We are giving away 2 cards. It's for 1 stat challenge, Dustin Keller's stat line. But we have 2 cards, a Dustin Keller rookie card. It's actually gold, Bowman rookie card, the gold one, which is better of the 2. Yep. And we have the Devery Henderson rookie card, numbered to 750, number 298 of 750 made. It's actually a game-used jersey card, Devery Henderson rookie. Nice. Pretty nice card.
That's a good-looking card.
Yeah, very nice. Dustin Keller's stat line, touchdowns, receiving yards, receptions, Jets total offensive yards. This week's stat challenge. Moving on, pass it over to Sean for the Bonehead Play.
This week on the Bonehead Play of the Week, we have in studio Wade Phillips. How you doing today, Wade?
Good. How are you?
I'm a lot better than you, let's put it that way. Okay. So this week's Bonehead Play, you used all of your timeouts in the first half already. One was on a challenge that you didn't win on the 1-yard line, actually, and he did get into the end zone, so you lost that challenge. And on an ensuing kickoff after a touchdown, it was ruled a fumble right here. You saw it. And his knee was actually down.
Spit it out, son.
So you didn't have a challenge to throw. I mean, what were you thinking?
I don't know. I don't know why I challenged the play before that when he was on the half-inch yard line.
The half-inch yard line?
It could have been the centimeter yard line. I don't know. It was either way. If you fell forward, the next play or two, they would have got in the end zone. I was just trying to be a hero and prove the refs wrong, I think.
I just got a Twitter update, actually, comes through on my phone here. And Wade Phillips, Jerry Jones has just fired you.
That's a lie. He told me 2 days ago.
Nope.
He told the press that
no.
it was the end of the year.
No.
The end of the year. I had to the end of the year.
You're actually a terrible coach of how you just messed up pretty much all year. Dallas is terrible. They're in the tank. And Jerry Jones says it's your fault. So you're fired. You no longer have a job.
That's a lie.
The employment office, it's around here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's around here.
Jerry would never do that.
Well, thanks Wade. Now you can go home. You'll have plenty of time to do whatever. Play some Call of Duty Black Ops maybe that just came out today. But you no longer have a job, so we'll see you later.
God damn it. Moving on, we're going to go back to the week in review, week 9 in review. I'm going to pass it back to Sean.
Yep, we got the Week 9 review here. Starting with QBs, we have Brett Favre. You might want to sell high on him right now if you can get a trade. I mean, coming off his best day as a pro as far as yards-wise, 466 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have 2 interceptions against Arizona. Aaron Rodgers, 289, 3 touchdowns and no interceptions against just a terrible Dallas team. Phillip Rivers throws for 4 touchdowns, 295 yards against the worst passing defense in the league, Houston, so no big surprise. Running back Peyton Hillis, he goes crazy, 184 yards, 2 TDs. He also had 36 yards receiving. Arian Foster is becoming more and more consistent, but he does go for 127 and 2 touchdowns. Adrian Peterson gets 2 total TDs. One was receiving, one was rushing. He had 81 yards on the ground, 63 through the air. Moving on to wide receivers, Terrell Owens also becoming more consistent as of late. 10 receptions, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns, and it was against a tough Pittsburgh defense. So that's a pretty good performance there. Next we have Seyi Ajura-Tutu. Only 4 receptions, 111 yards. He did get the 2 touchdowns. We're not expecting more weeks like that really from him, as the Chargers are on a bye this week, and then they have Floyd and Legalu Nene coming back from injury.
Gates too.
And they have Gates as well. Although we'll get to him later.
Yeah.
And we have Jacoby Ford, who's probably a free agent just like Seyi is. Grabbed 6 receptions, 2 of them set up game-tying and game-winning field goals in the 4th quarter and overtime. He has 148 yards, but he didn't get a touchdown. Tight ends, Jacob Tamme, 11 receptions, 108 yards, and a touchdown. Check out the waiver wire video for more info on him coming up this week. Aaron Hernandez gets 2 touchdowns, 48 yards, and was the only bright spot in a terrible New England whole team, actually. It's hard for us to say. 2 TDs and 23 yards to Antonio Gates. Actually, Randy McMichael, Gates missed the game with a foot injury. He's missed his first game ever, actually, as a pro with a foot injury. And Rivers really didn't miss a beat connecting with his tight end for the 2 touchdowns. And right now we're moving on to the Week 9 busts.
All right, real quickly here. Brandon Marshall had an all right day. 5 catches, only 30 yards though. Anquan Bolden, 2 for 28. Calvin Johnson, 1 for 13. Steve Smith of Carolina, 1 for 9 yards. Garcon, 2 catches for 15 yards. The law firm, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, 9 rushes, 14 yards. Serious? Austin Collie, I know he got hurt, but this even going up to that point, 1 catch for -1 yards. Then he got hurt. Miles Austin again, 2 for 16. He's made this list 3 times. There's a lot of receivers this week, if you haven't noticed. Deion Branch, 2 for 21. I don't know what he's doing. Chad 85, 1 catch, 15 yards. He was flipping out the whole game, losing his mind out there. Looking at Palmer like, throw me the ball. He threw it to T.O. 1,000 times probably. So Chad 85, Ocho Cinco is getting mad. Ricky Williams, 2 rushes for 1 yard. Congratulations, sir. Miami only ran the ball like 12, 13 times anyway. And it was working in the first half as Ronnie Brown had 49 yards in the first half and a touchdown, and they just stopped going to him for some reason. That's a good job there. Brent Selleck continues to be terrible. 0 for 0.
Nice.
Why is he so bad this year? Who knows? Beanie Wells, after what everyone thought he was going to start breaking out, had 1 rush for -2 yards. I know he was hurt and he missed 2 practices this week, but he said he was good to go for the game. Passing it back to Sean for some injury updates.
All right, well, we're moving on. Actually, Beanie Wells is the first one we're going to talk about. He actually had an allergic reaction to a shot that he got in his knee during the week, and that's why he was feeling good before the game, or not before the game, the day before the game, and then apparently the allergic reaction got worse, and he was just not good to go for Sunday. And then Austin Collie, the scariest injury of the week, gets knocked out. He has a concussion. They said he was sitting up in the locker room, and he was conscious and he was aware of what was going on, but he took a vicious hit from 2 Philadelphia defenders. Jonathan Stewart, also another head injury. Seems like it's the most head injuries I think we've ever seen.
Ever. It's unbelievable.
It's really bizarre. He goes out with a concussion, and that was within the first 10 minutes of Sunday's game. Roddy White injured his right knee during the first quarter of Sunday's game, and he was in and out until halftime until he came back, so probably nothing to worry about there. Matthew Stafford, unfortunately, hurts his same right shoulder that he hurt earlier in the year, and it's not looking good for Matt Stafford. He might be out for the rest of the year, but you want to check in on his MRI results and everything. Ryan Matthews hurt that high ankle sprain again, and it looks like Tolbert moving forward is going to be the more reliable guy. It looked like Ryan Matthews was kind of starting to take the lead, but
he had a great first half too.
Yeah.
The first quarter, he had like 50 yards.
Yeah.
He had a decent first quarter, but he's injury prone apparently.
Yep. Jeremy Shockey took a spear to the sternum from Charles Godfrey, Panthers safety, on a 7-yard touchdown reception. He was actually sent to the hospital and had x-rays, precautionary x-rays, but he did actually go back to the stadium after the x-rays, so they're all negative, and he should be fine for next week. He's a warrior. We had 2 injured kickers. Stephen Gostowski and Jason Hansen both departed the game early. Wes Welker came in, tried to kick an extra point, but looked like I kicked it, really. And Ndamukong Suh gets all of this kick you see right here, but it deflects right off the upright. That's a nice kick, though.
It's a big man kicking.
It's a big man.
Good for you.
So it looks like the Patriots, I heard, were rumored to be signing Shane Graham, and you want to check in on who the 2 replacements for those are through the week. Right now, we're going to pass it back to Fran for the predictions for Week 10.
Week 10, just so everyone knows, set your roster Wednesday or Thursday. Thursday night is the first Thursday night game of the year. And moving forward, I believe for the next 4 or 5 weeks, there's going to be at least 1 game on Thursday night moving forward. So make sure you set your rosters for that. Week 10, real quick, Javid Best and Calvin Johnson against Buffalo. Matt Stafford's out. Take a look at Sean Hill. Great pickup there. He's been great all year when he was in there. Take a look at him. We'll talk a little bit about that later, I'm sure. Benson against a poor run defense of the Colts. I mean, Benson looked pretty good against Pittsburgh when they gave him the ball. MJD at home against Houston. Houston's run D is okay. Their passing defense is dead last. They're terrible. We expect MJD to have a lot of receiving yards and probably be fine on the ground as well. Seattle and Arizona, I mean, it seems like every week it's Seattle's playing another team that's not as good, and And Seattle's been good or bad, and who knows what's going to happen, but both these defenses are just getting lit up, it seems like, every week. So look for that game to be a barn burner. Seattle might be starting Charlie Whitehurst, depending on Hasselbeck's status. We'll have to check that out. How about for the bus? We have Dallas, who John Kitna is just terrible against the New York Giants with Kitna back there. Who knows what's going to happen there? So Miles Austin might have another bad week. The running backs, if you have any of the running backs on Dallas, who knows? I think Marion Baba had 2 points this week. Felix Jones, the same sort of thing, 3 points. Get rid of them. Carolina, D. Wills, Jonathan Stewart, probably, who knows with him, he's injury prone. Steven Smith against Tampa Bay, who's been playing better. And Matt Moore's on IR. He's out for the year, correct?
Yeah, he's definitely on IR.
Yeah, and Clausen got hurt, and he's terrible.
Thing about the running back situation in Carolina, Mike Goodson completed the game as the Panthers' only healthy running back, so they're probably going to go out and pick somebody up. Right. But I don't know if D. Will or Jonathan Stewart.
If D. Will's not ready, take a look at Mike Goodson. This year Carolina's done for the year. I mean, they're terrible. D. Will's not the answer.
I would say take a look at him and waiver wire.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to do much, but I mean, if he wants to prove a point, if he needs the contract for next year, he's got something to lose. The other guys don't.
Sure.
Peyton Hillis against the Jets. I mean, Peyton Hillis ran all over New England. The Jets aren't going to let that happen. Like, let's be honest. They're going to really make Colt McCoy beat him, I think, and Rex Ryan being a defensive-minded coach. I think that's going to happen. And Tom Brady has a tough matchup again this week against the Stingy D of Pittsburgh. But they will be passing a lot. You still have to start Tom Brady and Peyton Hillis. That's all we have for our show today. If you have anything else to add, check out the site, fantasyfootballreporters.com. Yeah. So, anything else?
Yeah, check out the site every day for injury updates on the scrolling bar at the top and on the side. That thing covers all the injuries, and it's alive, so it's a good source right there.
Yeah, well, you stay decent looking, Jessica Simpson.
Jessica